Great Britain is in the grip of an epidemic. We are one of the world's biggest users of cocaine, with young British adults consuming more than double the European average. These days, there's not a corner of the country where you can't get hold of the Class A drug. From the couple snorting a gram with their Friday evening takeaway, to the Royal Mail delivering it straight to the front doors of tech-savvy teenagers. This series lifts the lid on Britain's cocaine habit. We get under the skin of those people who are buying, using and selling cocaine, the nation's partygoers, your next-door neighbour and our school children. This is Cocaine Britain. The evacuation of troops from the beaches at Dunkirk was rightly celebrated as a great moment in British history. On the 4th of June, the day the last troops came home, Prime Minister Winston Churchill rallied the country with his most famous of speeches.
We shall fight on the beaches, we shall fight on the landing grounds, we shall never surrender.
What Churchill didn't say was that on that same day, tens of thousands of British troops were still in France, fighting for their lives. After the rest of the British Army had gone home, the 51st Highland Division were ordered to fight on against the might of Adolf Hitler's war machine. Now, almost 80 years later, the last survivors of that division tell their extraordinary story for the first time. And using recently declassified secret documents, the full details of their fight for survival can now be revealed. It's the story of a desperate battle in the face of overwhelming odds, the doomed rescue mission launched to save them, and when all seemed lost, their remarkable and courageous last stand. This is the untold story of what happened after Dunkirk. When Sir Alex arrived from Aberdeen in the autumn of 1986, Manchester United were in decline. They hadn't won the league since 1967 and found themselves second from bottom in the old First Division. Ferguson set about overhauling every aspect of life at the club, bringing discipline back into the changing room by eradicating the destructive drinking culture. The total perspective vortex derives its picture of the whole universe on the principle of extrapolated matter analyses. To explain, since every piece of matter in the universe is in some way affected by every other piece of matter in the universe, it is in theory possible to extrapolate the whole of creation, every sun, every planet, their orbits, their composition and their economic and social history from, say, one small piece of fairy cake. The man who invented the total perspective vortex did so basically in order to annoy his wife.